Hi, welcome to part 2 of the Zotero referencing tutorial. In the first part, if you remember, we downloaded the Zotero standalone app. We also installed the Chrome extension so that we can search for and download our citations and references to the standalone app, which is what we're going to go through today. So, first of all, I need you to make sure that all your preferences are set up correctly. So if we open the standalone app and we click on Tools, and then Preferences, will be greeted with this kind of screen. If you wanted to, you are more than welcome to create an account, as I have. This enables you to sync across different devices. So I have Zotero on my home computer, my work computer, my iPad and my iPhone. And what this does by having an account is that I can sync it across. If I do move things or I add things on my iPad, it will then also be added or moved on all my other devices as well. So you are you do have that functionality if you make an account. What I want you to do is click on Cite, and then you'll be greeted with two tabs, Word Processors and Styles. Click on Styles, and this brings up a list of different citation styles. What we are going to be using is the Manchester Metropolitan University style. Unfortunately, you're not going to have that on your system unless you install it. So to do so, if you click on Get Additional Styles, which is here, you'll be greeted with this screen, and I want you to write in Manchester in the style search. Once you've done that, you'll be given three different options. I want you to choose that middle option, Manchester Metropolitan University. Click on that and save the file that you're greeted with. Once you've saved that file, I'll open that file and you'll be given this option. So click Install. That then automatically installs that within your preference list. So click Highlight Manchester Metropolitan under your Site and Styles tab in your preferences. Then click over to Export, and make sure that the default output format is also Harvard Manchester Metropolitan University. Once you've done that, click OK and go back to the standalone app. So in this app, there's quite a lot of different functionalities. As you can see in mine, we have my library, which has got a few different citations or references in there, and I also have a couple of folders here. So these are the things that the references we're going to be using in this tutorial. But first of all, how did we find those? Where did they come from, and how did they end up in my works examples folder? So this is how we find reference material. I've gone into Science Direct to have a look for something that I'm going to cite, and as most of you already know, my research is on stallion semen, so we're going to look at selenium in the diet of the stallion and its effect on semen. So we get a list of different papers. We're going to go ahead and click this first one. And as you can see up here in Chrome, we've got this little, it looks like a piece of paper in the corner of the address bar. You can all see that? Hopefully you can. If you click on this, it will automatically save that reference to whichever folder that you're currently working in within Zotero. It's also saved all the information that I need to then cite that correctly. So this is the paper we've just saved, and this is all the information that we need in order for Zotero to correctly cite and reference that. It's pretty smart. So what I'm going to do, if we go back into Science Direct, I'm going to take the first paragraph of the introduction and open that in Word, and we're going to add some citations and a reference list, and hopefully this is going to help you going forward with your referencing. So open Word, and there we have the first paragraph of the introduction from the paper we've just seen. But we've also got a different addition to Word which you shouldn't have seen before, which will be up here in the Zotero tab. This is everything that we're going to be needing in order to fully reference and correctly cite this paragraph. So first of all, we need to make sure that we've got the papers that we need, that we've obviously read, and we've taken something from those papers. So I'm just going to check that they actually are in my worked examples folder. So there are 4 different references there, and these are the references that we're going to use. So we've already got one reference in there, but how did that appear? It's quite simple really. So we're going to put a second one in just here. So just after the words postal motility, make a space, and then we're going to click Add Edit Citation. And the paper that I'm going to be looking for here is a Loomis paper, so I'm going to go ahead and type Loomis into my search box, and it comes up with everything that's in my library by Loomis. So I'll click that once and then press enter, and that will automatically be entered into my document. Sometimes it's necessary to use two different citations to talk about the same point. We do that quite regularly, and that's going to go just here after this comment. This is done slightly differently. We'll click the Z on the Add Edit Citation, click Classic View, and we're greeted with this screen. Now we want multiple sources here, so we're going to click multiple sources, and the sources that we want are the Janet paper and the Wrench paper. Now at this point it's important to note that this box here, Keep Sources Sorted, is clicked. This will make sure that all your citations will go in correctly in the chronological order. So make sure we've got the ones we need, then we'll click OK. And you can see that the Janet paper and the Wrench paper are then where they needed to be. Now we've still not got a reference list. So rather than going through the whole reference list and typing things out as you would normally do, you click just underneath where you want your reference list to actually start appearing, and then you click Insert Bibliography. Now I know there's a difference between a bibliography and a reference list, but for this application we are going to use the bibliography. So we click there once, and automatically everything that we've used upstairs here is automatically within your reference list here. Now if we did start messing around and changing things up here, it does automatically change it within our reference list for us. So if for instance we didn't want to use this Janet paper anymore, we can go ahead and take that out of our citation by clicking Add and Edit Citation up here. So we can click that. We don't want this Janet paper anymore. We're going back into the classic view, and actually we don't really want the seasonal changes paper anymore, so we're going to remove that from our box and click OK, and it's gone, and it's automatically removed from our reference list. Please don't forget, people, that you need to make sure that your reference list is on a new page. Make sure your dots are all in the right order. Make sure you've got your full stops. And that's it. That's a really quick introduction to how to use Zotero to reference.